In a dimly lit courtroom, tension crackles in the air like electricity. A modest woman sits at the defense table, her hands trembling as she glances at the judge, a man whose smirk betrays a deep-seated bias. Isabel Fernandez, a determined single mother, finds herself at the center of a high-stakes battle against a corporate giant that threatens to obliterate her small business. With no attorney by her side and a judge seemingly intent on ensuring her failure, the odds are stacked against her. Yet the whispers in the gallery hint at something more, a flicker of hope igniting in the face of overwhelming adversity. As the gavel strikes, the courtroom transforms into a battleground where the stakes are not just legal but deeply personal. Isabel, armed only with her resolve and a fierce love for her children, must navigate a labyrinth of legal jargon and courtroom politics. The opposing counsel, a ruthless shark, relishes the opportunity to dismantle her case, while the judge's connections to the corporation loom like a dark cloud overhead. In this unforgiving arena, Isabel's courage is her only weapon, as she grapples with the harsh reality of representing herself against a system designed to crush the vulnerable. With each passing day, Isabel immerses herself in the world of law, poring over books and seeking wisdom from a retired court clerk who becomes her unlikely ally. The clock ticks relentlessly, and the pressure mounts as she uncovers a crucial loophole in her case, igniting a spark of confidence that she never knew she possessed. The courtroom, once a place of mockery, begins to shift as Isabel's knowledge transforms her from a target into a formidable opponent. With every argument she presents, the tide turns, and whispers of admiration replace the laughter that once echoed through the hall. As the climax approaches, the stakes reach a fever pitch. A new judge steps in, and the courtroom is charged with anticipation. Isabel's meticulous preparation reveals the underbelly of the corporation's tactics, and the audience is drawn into her fight for justice. In a moment of profound clarity, she realizes that her struggle is not just for herself, but for all those silenced by corruption. The final ruling, a testament to her resilience, sends shockwaves through the legal community, proving that even the most powerful can be challenged. Isabel emerges not just victorious, but as a beacon of hope, inspiring others to rise against injustice and reminding us all that knowledge and determination can indeed topple giants. In a small town where whispers echoed through the halls of justice, the atmosphere in the courtroom was thick with tension. Isabel Fernandez, a modest woman with a determined spirit, sat alone at the defense table, her heart pounding in her chest. Accused of fraud by a powerful corporation, she had found herself thrust into a battle that felt insurmountable. The judge, a man with a smirk that hinted at his deep connections to the very entity seeking her downfall, casually dismissed her plight. "If you can't afford a lawyer, you're welcome to represent yourself, though I wouldn't recommend it," he quipped, his words laced with condescension. The weight of the moment pressed down on her, but Isabel's resolve began to take shape. Days turned into sleepless nights as Isabel grappled with the complexities of the legal system, her determination unwavering. With no attorney to guide her, she turned to dusty law books at the local library, poring over case studies and legal jargon that once felt foreign. It was there that she met Doña Carmen, a retired court clerk with a wealth of knowledge and a heart full of compassion. Their conversations sparked a flicker of hope within Isabel, igniting a fire that fueled her quest for justice. As she delved deeper into her case, she uncovered a loophole that could potentially turn the tide in her favor. Armed with newfound knowledge, she stepped into the courtroom ready to challenge the odds stacked against her. The hearings unfolded like a high-stakes chess match, with Isabel facing off against Judge Roberto Mendoza and the ruthless corporate lawyer, Luis Estrada. Each session was a test of her resilience, as the judge and attorney wielded their power to intimidate. Yet with every mocking remark and condescending laugh, Isabel's resolve only strengthened. She began to transform from a frightened defendant into a formidable opponent, surprising everyone with her arguments and legal acumen. The courtroom that once echoed with derision began to shift as spectators started to rally behind her. Isabel's journey became one of empowerment, as she not only fought for her own freedom, but also for the countless others who felt powerless against corporate greed. As the climax approached, the stakes escalated dramatically. A new judge took the reins, and the atmosphere crackled with anticipation. Isabel, now a force to be reckoned with, presented evidence of the previous trial's bias, exposing the corruption that had threatened to crush her spirit. The courtroom held its breath as the judge weighed the evidence, and in that moment, Isabel realized she had not only fought for her own justice, but had become a beacon of hope for others. The corporation, once so powerful, found itself cornered, and as the judge nullified the previous ruling, Isabel felt the weight of the world lift from her shoulders. Her victory was not just personal, it was a testament to the strength of perseverance against injustice. In a world where the odds seemed insurmountable, Isabel Fernandez emerged not only as a survivor, but as a warrior for truth, inspiring those around her to rise against the tides of oppression. Join us on this exciting journey where your voice matters. By subscribing, you'll gain exclusive access to insightful content, engaging discussions, and a vibrant community that shares your passions. Don't just be a spectator. Share your thoughts and connect with like-minded individuals who inspire and motivate each other. Let's grow together and transform ideas into action. Your next step starts now. In a dimly lit courtroom, tension hangs thick in the air, punctuated only by the low murmurs of onlookers. Isabel Fernandez, a modest-looking woman in her late 30s, sits alone at the defense table, her heart racing. With no attorney by her side, she faces the daunting prospect of representing herself against a powerful corporation that seeks to destroy her small business and her reputation. The judge, a man with an unmistakable air of arrogance, smirks as he delivers a chilling remark. If you can't afford a lawyer, you're welcome to represent yourself, though I wouldn't recommend it. This moment crystallizes the stakes of Isabel's battle, a fight not just for her livelihood but for justice itself. Isabel is a single mother, juggling the demands of parenthood while trying to keep her business afloat. Accused of fraud, she finds herself ensnared in a legal web spun by a ruthless corporation that will stop at nothing to crush her. The judge, Roberto Mendoza, is no neutral arbiter. He is entwined with the corporation, determined to see Isabel fail. As the courtroom proceedings unfold, it becomes painfully clear that the odds are stacked against her. The legal jargon flies over her head, and the opposing counsel, Luis Estrada, a formidable courtroom shark, revels in her discomfort, mocking her efforts to defend herself. This is not merely a legal battle, it is a David versus Goliath scenario, where the stakes are existential. Despite the overwhelming challenges, Isabel's resilience begins to shine. With each passing day, she immerses herself in the law, poring over books and seeking guidance from a retired court clerk named Doña Carmen. Isabel's journey transforms her from a bewildered defendant into a fierce advocate for herself. She discovers a loophole in the case against her, igniting a flicker of hope amidst the darkness. The courtroom dynamics shift as she presents her first legal argument, surprising not only the judge, but also the audience. The tide begins to turn, and Isabel realizes that knowledge can be a powerful weapon, even against a corrupt system. As the battle intensifies, Isabel encounters betrayal and deception, including forged documents designed to discredit her. Yet, with each setback, she grows stronger, fueled by the desire to protect her family and reclaim her dignity. Her tenacity inspires those around her, and the courtroom audience begins to rally behind her cause. Isabel's story becomes a beacon of hope for others who have felt powerless in the face of injustice. The unfolding drama highlights the importance of standing up against corruption and the potential for one determined individual to challenge the status quo. As the final showdown approaches, the stakes escalate, leading to a climactic resolution that promises to redefine Isabel's life forever. In a world where the legal system often favors the powerful, Isabel's journey serves as a poignant reminder that courage, resilience, and the pursuit of justice can prevail against even the most daunting odds. Her story is not just about winning a case, it is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the enduring fight for what is right. As the final verdict looms, audiences are left to ponder, can one woman truly change the course of her destiny? In a world where corporate giants often wield more power than the very laws designed to protect the innocent, the story of Isabel Fernandez shines a light on the urgent need for understanding legal rights and the justice system. Recent statistics reveal that nearly 80% of low-income individuals face civil legal issues without adequate representation, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation. Isabel, a single mother running a modest business, finds herself ensnared in this grim reality when a ruthless corporation targets her with a fraudulent lawsuit. The stakes are high and the courtroom becomes a battleground where the odds are stacked against her. Isabel's plight is not just a personal struggle, it represents a broader societal issue. Many individuals like her lack the knowledge and resources to navigate complex legal systems. The courtroom, often perceived as a place of justice, can quickly transform into a hostile environment where the unrepresented are preyed upon by those who understand the intricacies of the law. This knowledge gap is a critical problem, as it perpetuates a cycle of injustice where the powerful exploit the vulnerable. Isabel's story serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of legal literacy and the need for accessible resources that empower individuals to defend their rights. As Isabel stands alone at the defense table, the judge's smirk and the corporate lawyer's condescension highlight the systemic barriers that many face. The tension in the courtroom is palpable, underscoring the urgency for reform and support systems that can assist those who find themselves in similar predicaments. The narrative illustrates how a lack of understanding can lead to devastating consequences, not only for individuals like Isabel but for society as a whole. It emphasizes that knowledge is not just power, it is a lifeline in the fight against corruption and injustice. Ultimately, Isabel's journey is a call to action for all of us. It challenges us to reflect on our own understanding of legal rights and the systems that govern our lives. In a time when the balance of power often tips in favor of the wealthy and influential, it is crucial to advocate for education and resources that can level the playing field. Isabel's battle against a corrupt system is not merely her own, it is a rallying cry for anyone who has ever felt powerless in the face of injustice. Understanding the law is not just a privilege, it is a necessity for fostering a fair and equitable society. In a courtroom charged with tension, whispers echo through the air as Isabel Fernandez, a modest-looking woman, sits alone at the defense table. The weight of the world rests on her shoulders. She is a single mother accused of fraud by a formidable corporation intent on dismantling her small business. With no attorney by her side, she faces a judge whose smirk reveals a troubling alliance with her adversaries. The judge's words, "If you can't afford a lawyer, you're welcome to represent yourself, though I wouldn't recommend it," hang ominously in the air, foreshadowing the uphill battle ahead. Isabel's plight begins as a nightmare when she is blindsided by the lawsuit. Desperation drives her to seek legal counsel, but each door closes in her face, leaving her with no choice but to navigate the complexities of the legal system alone. The courtroom becomes a battleground where she is pitted against Judge Roberto Mendoza, a man whose arrogance and corruption are evident. His connections to the corporation only deepen Isabel's sense of isolation. As the opposing lawyer, Luis Estrada, launches an aggressive attack mocking her ignorance, Isabel realizes that this fight is not just about her business, it's about her dignity and the future of her family. Determined to reclaim her narrative, Isabel immerses herself in law books, fueled by sleepless nights and the guidance of Doña Carmen, a retired court clerk who becomes her unexpected mentor. With newfound knowledge, she uncovers a loophole that could turn the tide in her favor. Armed with this insight, she steps into the courtroom once more, ready to challenge the mockery she has endured. Her first legal argument stuns the audience, revealing her transformation from a victim to a formidable opponent. However, the battle intensifies as Luis Estrada resorts to underhanded tactics, forging documents to undermine Isabel's credibility. Overwhelmed, she nearly succumbs to despair, but the wisdom of Doña Carmen inspires her to dig deeper into legal precedents. This research leads her to a pivotal case where a judge ruled against the very corporation that seeks to crush her. With this evidence in hand, Isabel seizes the moment, presenting her findings in court and forcing the judge to confront the implications of his bias. As the courtroom dynamics shift, a former employee of the corporation steps forward, willing to testify against the very entity that once held power over them. Despite the judge's attempts to block this testimony, Isabel's tenacity prevails, and the tide begins to turn. The audience's support grows, and even the once unshakable Luis Estrada starts to falter under the weight of Isabel's resolve. In a final showdown, a new judge takes the reins, allowing Isabel to expose the irregularities of the previous trial. The corporation, once confident in its dominance, finds itself cornered as Isabel's evidence mounts. The atmosphere is electric with anticipation as the judge nullifies the earlier proceedings, leading to a stunning victory for Isabel. The corporation is forced to drop the lawsuit, and the former judge faces scrutiny for his corrupt practices. Emerging from this tumultuous journey, Isabel returns to her life transformed. No longer just a small business owner, she becomes a symbol of resilience and justice, inspiring others to stand against oppression. Her story resonates in the community, a testament to the power of knowledge and determination. As she reflects on her battle, she recognizes that sometimes the most potent weapon against injustice is the unwavering spirit of someone who refuses to back down. With a renewed sense of purpose, Isabel commits herself to helping others fight their own battles, proving that one voice can indeed make a difference. In the heart of a bustling city, Isabel Fernandez found herself in a precarious situation, one that many might dismiss as hopeless. With her small business accused of fraud by a powerful corporation, she faced a legal labyrinth that seemed insurmountable. Yet, Isabel's journey transformed into a profound lesson in resilience and resourcefulness. Instead of succumbing to despair, she turned her plight into a battle for justice, employing a meticulous methodology that would ultimately redefine her fate. Isabel's first step was to gather information. She recognized that knowledge was her most potent weapon. Venturing into the public library, she immersed herself in law books, absorbing legal terminology and case studies. This foundational understanding empowered her to challenge the narrative spun by the corporation. For instance, she discovered precedents where similar accusations were dismissed due to lack of evidence. By documenting these cases, she built a robust framework for her defense. This method of research not only fortified her confidence, but also provided her with tangible examples to counter the corporation's claims. As Isabel navigated the courtroom, she employed strategic communication. Her interactions with Doña Carmen, a retired court clerk, proved invaluable. Carmen's insights into courtroom etiquette and procedural nuances became Isabel's guiding light. For example, Carmen advised her on how to frame her arguments succinctly, ensuring that each point was clear and compelling. Isabel practiced these techniques, honing her ability to articulate her thoughts under pressure. This preparation transformed her from a timid defendant into a formidable presence in the courtroom, capable of commanding attention and respect. During the trial, Isabel faced numerous challenges, including attempts by the opposing lawyer, Luis Estrada, to undermine her credibility. Here, she learned the importance of emotional intelligence. By maintaining her composure and responding with poise, she reframed the narrative. Instead of appearing as a victim, Isabel showcased her determination and integrity. This shift not only garnered sympathy from the audience, but also began to sway public opinion in her favor, illustrating the power of perception in high-stakes situations. Isabel's breakthrough came when she unearthed a critical legal loophole. This discovery wasn't just a stroke of luck, it was the result of her relentless pursuit of justice. By cross-referencing legal documents and past rulings, she identified a case where the same corporation had faced consequences for unethical practices. Presenting this evidence in court, she not only caught the judge off guard, but also demonstrated the importance of thorough research and strategic thinking. Her ability to draw connections between her case and established legal precedents showcased her growth and adaptability. As the trial progressed, Isabel's journey became a testament to the power of community. The support of those around her, including Doña Carmen and even sympathetic members of the audience, reinforced her resolve. This collective energy fueled her fight against the oppressive corporate machinery, highlighting how collaboration can amplify individual efforts. When a former employee stepped forward to testify, it was a pivotal moment that underscored the significance of standing together against injustice. Ultimately, Isabel's victory was not just about winning the case, it was about reclaiming her narrative and inspiring others. Her story resonated beyond the courtroom, becoming a beacon of hope for those facing similar challenges. By sharing her experiences, she encouraged others to harness their knowledge and courage, proving that even in the face of overwhelming odds, determination and resourcefulness can lead to profound change. In the gripping tale of Isabel Fernandez, we witness the extraordinary journey of a woman thrust into the heart of a legal battle against overwhelming odds. At the outset, Isabel's vulnerability is palpable. She is a single mother, stripped of her support system, and faced with the ruthless machinery of a corporation intent on her destruction. This scenario is not merely a fictional narrative, but resonates with real-world statistics, where nearly 80% of low-income individuals face civil legal issues without adequate representation. This stark reality underscores the importance of Isabel's fight, making her struggle relatable to many who have found themselves ensnared in similar predicaments. As Isabel navigates the treacherous waters of self-representation, her evolution from a novice to a formidable opponent is marked by her relentless pursuit of knowledge. Research indicates that self-advocacy can significantly empower individuals, leading to better outcomes in legal disputes. Isabel's late nights at the library symbolize not just her commitment to her case, but also highlight a critical strategy: the power of education. By familiarizing herself with legal jargon and court procedures, she transforms her initial disadvantage into a potent weapon against her adversaries. This aspect of her journey serves as a reminder that knowledge can indeed level the playing field, particularly in environments designed to intimidate. The narrative arc intensifies as Isabel encounters systemic obstacles, particularly from Judge Mendoza, whose bias threatens her quest for justice. The tension escalates when she discovers a loophole that could undermine the very foundation of the corporation's claims. This moment not only showcases her growing legal acumen, but also emphasizes the theme of resilience. As she faces the harsh realities of courtroom politics, the audience is drawn into her plight, rooting for her triumph against the odds. The introduction of a key witness further amplifies the stakes, illustrating how solidarity and courage can emerge even in the darkest moments. In the climax, the arrival of a new judge symbolizes a turning point, representing hope and the possibility of redemption. Isabel's strategic maneuver to remove the corrupt judge embodies the essence of her growth. She has transformed from a victim into a savvy advocate for herself. The resolution, where justice prevails and the corporation is forced to withdraw, resonates deeply, reinforcing the notion that integrity and perseverance can disrupt even the most entrenched systems of power. Isabel's journey is not just about personal victory. It becomes a beacon of hope for others facing similar battles, inspiring them to stand up against injustice. Ultimately, Isabel's story is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit. It reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, one person's determination can ignite change. As she transitions from a defendant to a champion of justice, her narrative encourages viewers to reflect on their own capacity for resilience. The call to action at the end of her journey invites audiences to engage further, fostering a community of empowered individuals ready to challenge the status quo. This dynamic interplay of personal growth, systemic critique, and community engagement crafts a compelling narrative that not only captivates, but also inspires meaningful action. In the realm of legal battles, the odds are often stacked against those who lack representation, particularly in cases involving powerful corporations. Research indicates that self-representation can lead to significantly poorer outcomes for defendants. A study published in the Harvard Law Review found that individuals who represent themselves in civil cases are less likely to win than those who have legal counsel, highlighting the complexities of legal jargon and procedural nuances that can overwhelm the untrained. Harris, 2020. This reality is starkly illustrated in Isabel Fernandez's story, where she faces not only the legal system, but also a corrupt judge with ties to the corporation seeking to dismantle her small business. Isabel's plight reflects a broader societal issue where marginalized individuals often find themselves at the mercy of a system designed to favor those with resources. The American Bar Association has reported that more than 80% of low-income individuals in civil legal matters do not receive the legal help they need, ABA 2021. This statistic underscores the significance of Isabel's journey as she navigates a legal labyrinth without guidance. Her determination to educate herself on the law is reminiscent of real-life figures who have successfully represented themselves against overwhelming odds, such as Erin Brockovich, whose story inspired many to challenge systemic injustices. The introduction of Doña Carmen, a retired court clerk, serves as a pivotal turning point for Isabel. Mentorship can be a powerful tool, especially in legal contexts. Studies have shown that individuals who receive guidance from experienced mentors are more likely to succeed in their endeavors, EB et al. Doña Carmen's support not only empowers Isabel, but also showcases the importance of community in the fight against corruption. As Isabel uncovers loopholes in legal precedents, she embodies the principle that knowledge is indeed power. Moreover, the courtroom dynamics reveal the inherent biases within the judicial system. A report from the Brennan Center for Justice highlights the prevalence of judicial misconduct, particularly in cases involving corporate interests. Brennan Center, 2019. Isabel's experiences with Judge Roberto Mendoza exemplify this troubling trend, as he attempts to manipulate the proceedings to favor the corporation. Her resilience in the face of such adversity resonates with the growing movement advocating for judicial accountability and reform. As the climax unfolds, Isabel's strategic maneuvers, including her motion to remove the biased judge, reflect a fundamental truth about the legal system. It can be challenged. The eventual nullification of the previous trial, due to bias, not only serves as a victory for Isabel, but also emphasizes the potential for systemic change when individuals stand up against corruption. This narrative serves as a beacon of hope for those who feel powerless, reinforcing the idea that even in the face of overwhelming odds, justice can prevail. In conclusion, Isabel's story is more than just a legal battle. It is a testament to the power of resilience, knowledge, and community support. Her journey inspires others to fight against injustice and highlights the need for reform within the legal system. As we reflect on her triumph, we are reminded that every individual has the potential to challenge oppression and advocate for their rights, regardless of their background or resources. In a gripping courtroom drama, Isabel Fernandez, a single mother wrongfully accused of fraud by a powerful corporation, finds herself without legal representation. The atmosphere is tense as she faces a judge, Roberto Mendoza, who is clearly biased and determined to see her fail. Despite the overwhelming odds stacked against her, Isabel's resilience shines through as she is forced to navigate the legal system on her own. The story unfolds with Isabel's desperate search for a lawyer yielding no results, culminating in her decision to represent herself in a high-stakes trial. As the hearings progress, Isabel encounters formidable adversaries, including the ruthless corporate lawyer Luis Estrada and the mocking judge. Yet, she refuses to be defeated. Instead, she dives into the world of law, spending countless nights studying legal texts and seeking guidance from Doña Carmen, a retired court clerk. This newfound knowledge empowers Isabel, allowing her to uncover critical loopholes in her case. With each hearing, she transforms from a vulnerable defendant into a formidable opponent, shocking everyone with her ability to articulate legal arguments and challenge the corruption surrounding her. The tension escalates as Luis Estrada resorts to underhanded tactics, attempting to undermine Isabel's credibility. However, her determination only grows stronger. Isabel's breakthrough comes when a former employee of the corporation steps forward to testify, shifting the courtroom dynamics in her favor. As the audience begins to rally behind her, Isabel's confidence surges, and she skillfully counters the judge's attempts to impose penalties against her. The stakes reach a boiling point when she files a motion to remove the corrupt judge from her case, leading to a dramatic shift in the courtroom. In the climactic showdown, a new judge takes over, forcing the corporation to confront the evidence of their past misdeeds. Isabel seizes the opportunity to expose the irregularities of the previous trial, effectively cornering her adversaries. The resolution is both cathartic and triumphant, as the new judge nullifies the biased ruling, compelling the corporation to drop the lawsuit. Isabel emerges not just as a victor, but as a beacon of hope for others facing injustice. Her journey becomes a testament to the power of knowledge and determination, inspiring many to stand against oppression. In the end, Isabel's story resonates widely, reminding everyone that resilience can overcome even the most daunting challenges. With a newfound purpose, she dedicates herself to helping others fight for justice, embodying the belief that knowledge is indeed the most potent weapon against corruption. In the gripping tale of Isabel Fernandez, we witness a powerful narrative of resilience and justice against overwhelming odds. Isabel, a single mother wrongfully accused of fraud, finds herself in a corrupt legal battle without representation. The courtroom, dominated by a biased judge and a ruthless corporate lawyer, sets the stage for her uphill fight. Despite the daunting circumstances, Isabel's journey illustrates the transformative power of knowledge and determination. Through sleepless nights studying law and the support of a retired court clerk, she discovers legal loopholes and strategies that turn the tide in her favor. As the story unfolds, Isabel's growth from a bewildered defendant to a formidable self-representative captivates the audience. Each chapter reveals her strategic maneuvers, from exposing the judge's bias to presenting key evidence that challenges the corporation's narrative. The emergence of a whistleblower adds another layer of complexity as Isabel gains traction and public support. Her relentless pursuit of justice culminates in a dramatic climax, where she successfully petitions for a new judge, ultimately leading to the dismissal of the case against her. This pivotal moment not only signifies her victory, but also serves as a beacon of hope for others facing similar injustices. To harness the momentum of Isabel's inspiring story, several actionable steps can be taken. First, creating a dedicated online platform to share her journey can amplify her message and connect with those who have faced similar challenges. This platform could feature resources for individuals navigating the legal system, including guides on self-representation and access to legal aid. Additionally, leveraging social media to spread awareness about the importance of legal representation and the dangers of corruption in the judicial system can foster community support and advocacy. Moreover, organizing workshops or seminars that focus on empowering individuals with legal knowledge can create a ripple effect, encouraging others to stand up against injustice. Collaborating with legal professionals willing to volunteer their time for educational initiatives can further enhance these efforts. Finally, engaging with local media to share Isabel's story can inspire broader conversations about reforming the legal system to ensure fairness and accessibility for all. In conclusion, Isabel's journey from vulnerability to empowerment serves as a powerful reminder of the strength that lies within those who dare to fight back against oppression. By taking concrete steps to share her story and educate others, we can create a movement that champions justice and resilience. If you found inspiration in Isabel's battle, support this cause by liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications for more stories that ignite change and inspire courage in the face of adversity. Together, we can foster a community of empowered individuals ready to challenge injustice. Isabel Fernandez's journey from a modest single mother facing a corporate giant to a symbol of resilience and justice is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit. In a world where the scales of justice often seem tipped in favor of the wealthy and powerful, Isabel's story serves as a reminder that courage and determination can level the playing field. Her transformation from a bewildered defendant to a fierce advocate for herself illustrates the profound impact that knowledge and preparation can have, even against seemingly insurmountable odds. The courtroom, once a place of intimidation and despair for her, becomes a battleground where she learns to wield her newfound legal knowledge as her most potent weapon. As the narrative unfolds, we witness not only Isabel's tactical growth, but also her ability to inspire those around her. The support she garners from unexpected allies, like Doña Carmen and the former employee willing to testify, highlights the importance of community and solidarity in the face of adversity. Isabel's triumph over Judge Mendoza and the corporate machine is not just a personal victory. It resonates with anyone who has felt powerless against systemic injustice. Her story encourages us to challenge the status quo, reminding us that even the most ordinary individuals can achieve extraordinary feats when armed with resolve and integrity. In the end, Isabel's victory is more than a legal win. It is a beacon of hope for those who dare to stand up against corruption and oppression. Her journey teaches us that the fight for justice is not solely about winning in court, but about the courage to confront challenges head-on. As we reflect on her story, we are reminded that the true measure of strength lies in our willingness to fight for what is right, no matter the odds. In a world where injustice often prevails, let Isabel's story inspire us to believe in our own power, to effect change, and to stand firm in the face of adversity.